You won't learn! You won't learn!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, baby, we're going to do a little breakdown, some thoughts about the blue-white scrimmage, man. And before we get into that, though, I just want to let you guys know that obviously basketball season is coming up here quickly, man. And we're going to be covering the whole thing over here on the Tar Heel Huddle. I'm really excited about this basketball season. We're going to be doing live reaction and watch parties so the Tar Heel Nation can get together and watch some Carolina stinking basketball. And we're going to be doing a ton of stinking things on this channel. Reaction videos. We're going to be doing breakdowns. We're going to be doing, previews and all kinds of things, man. So if you are a Tar Heel and you're interested in other fans' perspectives of, what's going on within the program and things of that nature, this is definitely the place for you. So definitely do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I can assure you that you will not regret it. Now, first things first, man. White team took the lead 30-29 into the half, and the blue team ended up winning 63-53. Now, one of the things that we got to kind of be cognizant of is the fact that RJ Davis went down with what's being reported as a lower back injury. They're calling it a contusion. If you're unfamiliar with what a contusion is, it's basically the medical term for a bruise. Now, I don't know how deep of a bruise this is. We really haven't gotten that information out yet. I can only tell you anecdotally that my senior year of football, I also had a contusion, a deep muscle bruise, if you will, in the back, and it severely hampered my ability to rotate at the lower back, So hopefully it's not to that extent. It did take about a month to go away, and obviously Carolina's basketball season starts in early November, so we got a couple of weeks to let RJ rest and get healthy. We're going to need him. He's coming off of an All-American campaign, and he looked good up until the fact, obviously, when he got injured. Now, when you're breaking down these blue-white scrimmages, whether it be football or basketball, you really don't know what you got because you're kind of playing each other. These guys have been playing pickup basketball together. They've been practicing together. Coach Hubert Davis has got these guys constantly playing 5-on-5, getting guys in and out. So they know each other's game. They know what each other's tendencies are. And they're playing each other all the time, man. So you kind of got to take some of these things with a grain of salt. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that I observed, some of the things that I like, and some of the things that maybe we need to be paying attention to when it comes time for North Carolina to start their season in early November. And one of the first things that I observed while I was watching this, shout out to the Tar Heel Tribune, who actually was the first one that I was able to observe that put the first and second half of the basketball game out there so that we could look at it, was I was really impressed with, obviously, Elliot Kdo. Once again, his ability to get into the paint, get into the middle, and he definitely looked like, not only the old-time guy where he was trying to dish it out and get other people involved, but he was also looking for a shot. And Elliot had a couple of nice runners. He had a couple of finishes under the basket, and I like to see that. So they had a lot of trouble keeping him out of the paint. Another guy that was obviously playing really well, getting inside, RJ Davis was off the dribble, getting inside as well. Seth Trimble looked really good in this basketball game. And those are the three right there, obviously from returning from last year, that I was really impressed with. We already know what we got with RJ, but to watch Elliot Kdo kind of come out there, duplicate a lot of the things that he was doing last year, he even knocked down a three, and he looked good doing it. That was good to see because him adding that to his repertoire is going to be pivotal in teams not backing down on him, sagging, and daring him to shoot. If they got to play up on him, if they got to respect that stinking three ball, well, guess what? That's just opening up Elliot being able to utilize his quick dribbles and getting inside and getting other people involved like Jalen Washington, Van Allen Lubin, all these other guys, Jalen Withers, that are going to be down there waiting, to be the beneficiary of him and his dribble penetration. So good to see that from EC. Once again, RJ looked really good, and I was super impressed with Seth Trimble, not only from beyond the arc, but his ability to get inside the lane. He was knocking down 15-footers, and he expressed his athleticism hard on one end of the floor, coming down and just, I'm talking about bringing that stuff from the stinking rafters back here, bro. Looked stinking good. We all know how athletic Seth is. He was definitely in double figures. They didn't release any stats, at least not that I could see, but the kid was stinking hooping, and he looked really good in the scrimmage. I thought Cade Tyson did a couple of good things. He looks like a very serviceable player. It'll be interesting whether he starts at the 3 or the 4 or how they kind of do that. And I was very impressed with Ian Jackson and Drake Powell, dude. Drake made some really good plays on the defensive end, scored a couple of buckets, and Ian looked like an absolute stinking stud, bro. Even on the fast break with the two-handed jam, dude, I'm really excited to watch these guys, start earning more and more playing time as the season progresses. I think Carolina's got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the basketball, man. And we're going to be able to score a lot of points. One of the cool things is that Hubert Davis said, hey, this year, I want to be the fastest team in the country. And you kind of saw North Carolina take the ball right out of the stinking net, right? Come up, inbound it, push it forward, man. And they're trying to get down the stinking floor. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of, obviously, the 05 team, where they were running and gunning, man. The 09 team running and gunning. So probably more along the lines of the 09 team. Just getting the ball up the floor and trying to score on that primary and secondary break, man. So a lot to be excited there. Negatively, I would say, and once again, you got to take this with a grain of salt because they're playing each other. Negatively, I was a little worried about how easily we were allowing people to get into the paint, So obviously EC is a hard guy to guard. RJ is going to be kind of a harder guy to guard. Seth was getting in there pretty easy. We have to be a little bit more sturdy and not allow people to get into the middle of the floor, because once you get to the middle of a defense, you're opening stuff out for drop downs under the basket or kickouts out there to the wing. So, our guards have got to do a better job than last year of keeping people outside on the perimeter and not just being so easily driven on. So, and then when you also take into consideration that North Carolina is not going to be the biggest team. Now, we got some athletes. Jalen Washington has proven that he can come help side and be an eraser. Obviously it's we're going to have to find out later on, who we have that can kind of stand the ground, with a more average, center, a 5 guy, a 5 position guy, and his ability to keep him off the blocks and, turning over the left and right shoulder and knocking down hooks and stuff like that. But, that's going to be one of the things to look at from the defensive end is, can the guards defend the perimeter? And secondly, what do we look like down there defensively on the low post? Are we just going to have to outscore everybody, or, is this going to be a better defensive team? Now, they say that Drake Powell, man, has been like the freshman is kind of a lockdown kid, like he's playing some really good defense against some guys. So that is something that I want to see moving forward, man. So a lot to be excited about, bro. I mean, this has got a lot of upperclassmen on it. This is kind of one of them years where Jalen's got to show that he can be the stinking dude. Can RJ duplicate his success? Can Elliot Kdo build on everything that he was doing, from last year's perspective? Can he knock down those 3 balls? And then how do Ian and Drake and Tyson, how do those guys, get into this stinking basketball program and fit, man? That's going to be one of the exciting things. But when you watch that, there's a ton of talent on the floor. So talent's not going to be a stinking problem. And I think that there is a lot to be excited about if you are Tar Heel Nation in 2024, 2025. So like I said, man, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this to all of your stinking fellow Tar Heels, bro, and you make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We'll be slowly getting into more basketball stuff. We'll be releasing, obviously, a preview within the next couple of weeks going into basketball season. And like I said, we're doing previews, reactions, live reaction and watch parties. This is the place you want to be if you are a stinking Tar Heel, man. So I love you guys, and we will catch you on the next one, baby.